HiRevz Media is sponsored by Born to Ride Motorcycle Magazine. Check out borntoride.com. Hey guys, here we are at the Cumming City Center. We got the 32 out here and it did really good today driving over there. Show you some clips from the barn and then we'll get back to the show here and show you these awesome rides.
Hey, I'm Russ Pendley. This is the Hot Rod Revival. This is our 4th show. We got a lot of really cool traditional cars here at the Cumming City Center in Georgia. And looks like we're having a really good time. Good turnout, traditional cars, hot rods and customs. We formed the Zealots a few years ago. We're a traditional hot rod club. We mainly focus on traditional period correct hot rods and customs. Cars that are put together the way they were back in the day, using all the correct parts that were done back then in the same styles. Things like bias plies, flat heads, nail heads, Hemmings, banjo rear ends, that kind of thing. You know, in the early style.
Hey, how's it going? This is I'm gonna start calling this thing Old Smoky, my 34 pick-em-up truck, and we haven't got the carburetors dialed in yet, but one of these years we'll figure it out, you know. And, but she's fun to drive. I came out of the chopper scene back in the day before I got into hot rod, and you know, I learned a lot doing that, and I hadn't really taken on a full car build at a point, but it wound up turning out that way for me once all the fabrication and the chassis work and things of that nature were done. It started off as an engine that I got from my uncle, and I've kind of built a vehicle around the engine, which turned out not working at some point, so it was going to cost too much money to hone and go all the way back, and it'd be too bored over and stuff, so we just stayed away from that. I just wound up going with something entirely different, something reliable. It's actually a Vortec, believe it or not, 335 horsepower HO motor. So it's, you know, she's kind of peppy, especially when the third carburetor kicks in. But you know, she's fun. She'll roast the tire a little bit. I think you saw me doing that on the way over here, kicking a little sideways. It's fun and torquey in low gear, but we started off, this thing actually, the chassis work was done by Hank Young at Young's Choppers and Hot Rods out of Marietta. Many years ago, started off there, and it's been Z'd, so he chopped off the back of the chassis about here, and it's Z'd up, and it's actually a tube chassis back here, believe it or not. You don't see a whole lot of that. You usually see like a square, you know, tube chassis. But this is tube, believe it or not, and it's a suicide rear end. You wouldn't believe that. You see a lot of suicide front ends, but this is a suicide rear end. I did these little rivets over here, which it's pretty funny. They're actually Phillips head screws. And I took and I tapped, I drilled, I tapped, I used red Loctites, I welded up every single screw, I grinded them down to give it a rivet look. There's way too much time in that, but it looks pretty good. It's got a 32 front grille. The cab is original 34 Ford. The chassis is original 34 Ford, where it still exists. It's been boxed in. It's got a lower front cross member on it to get a low profile. It's got I think there's 16s on the front, and 16s on the rear, 750s and 650s. That's what they are. It's been a minute. But just that gives, you know, the taller in the back and the smaller in the front gives it a rake look, in addition to a lower cross member. Taking the cab, and we channeled it over the frame, probably about 5.5 inches. The chop on it is about 4.5 inches, and it still maintains a traditional look. Getting into the cockpit here, if you look at the gauge cluster, you'll notice I've got 5 gauges in there instead of 3. So that's been highly modified. You know, I like to see my gauges and see where everything's at. It's got a 40 Ford steering wheel and a custom seat. It's got 12-volt receptacles in it and USB ports. so I can keep my phone charged and make videos while I'm going down the road and these hot rod runs and stuff. She's got 3 Holley 8BA carbs on her, a Gen alternator. It's a Power Master. So that gives it a nice classy look. Being a Vortec, typically you'd see center bolt heads, and I didn't like that look. So what I did is I got adapter plates which go up under the valve cover there, and they're center bolted to the head, but the valve covers are on the perimeter, bolted on the perimeter. So when we were building this thing, Joshua Mills and his shop, Mills & Co., they were down the street from me in downtown Marietta, Georgia. And those guys really did all the fabrication work on this, the structural welding, you know, it got me pointed in the right direction when I'm buying parts, what I needed to buy, and fix parts. They fixed the 35 wire wheels. They fixed the broken fins on the fin decorative brakes, which I replaced at some point because I went with concealed disc. But during that time, Joshua was also writing for Old School Rods magazine. So he had a monthly article he had to write, and the first article we used on this truck, since it was in the shop at the time, was milling out the fin drum covers to fit the components of I think 39 spindles. Like I said, these are different now. This is a SoCal concealed disc now, but so that was one of the articles, how you go about doing that, getting all your clearances and stuff, and keeping the things operable and getting a cool traditional look. The next 2 issues that happened to be in, they were doing the top chop, and this thing was a mess. When I got this truck, it started off as a cab and a frame. The bottom of the doors from here down were resheeted on both sides. This thing was all wonky. It had holes in it. The cab itself was cocked, so it had to be straightened up. You know, but they did a jam-up job. I mean, you wouldn't even know the difference unless you saw the original photos of how messed up these things, the original steel was. Even those are new horns. They're not even the original horns because the horns were so rotted out they had to be cut off. You know. But it's a lot of work in this thing. This is pretty much a resto rod at this point, with a traditional look.
It's my 61 Plymouth Fury. Some say the ugliest car ever made. I think it's told it was the worst selling car of 1961. I bought it out of South Dakota, out of way California. It's 3 years ago. It's a 318 poly. Went through the brakes. Front end's been rebuilt. Buffed the paint up, cleaned it up inside. New tires, of course. Daily drove it for a little while. It's good. It's a good old car. The gear goals. Yeah, we've been together going on 20 years, I think now. We put on a show called Still in Motion in Spartanburg, South Carolina.
All right, so my dad built this in 59 and 60. He couldn't find the money. He didn't have the money to buy a body, so he hand built the body. The back quarter panels are actually a Crosley car front fenders. And he hand built everything. It's on a 40 chassis, 40 running gear, 48 flathead with a 39 3-speed transmission. And it sat in my basement for 8 years after he passed, and we worked on it for 3 years, rebuilt everything, and I left it just sort of like he had it, and just enjoying it, me and my son. So that's the story behind it. It's a 3-generation car. That's me in 1964. I was 1 year old sitting in this car.
This is Bad Betty. She's a 51 Mercury coupe, early custom. It was done in the middle 50s, we believe. We don't know exactly when she was done. All the bodywork's done in lead. The paint is lacquer. She's been nose decked, Frenched, smooth, everything but chop pretty much. It was a board and stroke 8VA, tri-power. Super cool car. She's a driver. We drive her everywhere. She's been all over the country.
Have you heard the story of the hot rod race and the Fords and the Lexus setting the pace? That story is true, I'm here to say. I was driving that Model 8. It's got a Lincoln motor and that's real souped up. That Model 8 body makes it look like a club. It's got 12 cylinders, used them all. Got overdrive, just won't stall. With 4-barrel carb, dual exhaust, and 4 left gears, you can really get lost. Got safety tubes, but I ain't scared. The brakes good, ties fair. Pulled out of San Pedro late one night when the moon and the stars were shining bright.
Like a flower needs rain. When you're gone, I got so much pain. 'Cause I need you, baby. Yes, I need you, baby. Yes, I need you, baby. I mean, right now. Falling down on my knees to pray that you come back home someday. 'Cause I need you, baby. Yes, I need you, baby. Cadillac, Coupe de Ville. If you don't, and say yes, I will. 'Cause I need you, baby. Yes, I need you, baby. Yes, I need you, baby. I mean, right now.
I'm Sonny from Lifers Car Club, based out of Atlanta, Georgia. Been a club since 2013. This is actually our 12th year anniversary. We got members in the Savannah area, Chattanooga area, and all over Metro Atlanta. This is my personal car here, 32 Ford 5-window coupe called Death Trap. It's an original Henry Ford body and frame. The car's been chopped 5 inches many years before I was born. It's nothing fancy. It's kind of no frills. Interior's old and sweaty. Came out of another car out of the 50s. 64 Buick 401 nailhead motor and matching transmission out of the Buick as well. It's got some 25-year-old primer on it. That's about as fancy as it gets. Factory Ford frame that's boxed. Vega cross steer. It's got a factory dual quad 64 Buick intake on it up front. I drive it a lot. I've had it for about 4 years. It's an all steel car. It's an old hot rod, again, chopped late 50s, early 60s. Louvered deck lid, 8-inch Ford Outback. Do a lot of highway driving on it and things like that. Take it to a lot of shows and stuff, but mainly just like to rip around in it, man. Take it out and gas it up and have fun and enjoy it, you know, like it was meant to be. It's not the slickest car here by any means. It's the way I like it. It's kind of what you see is what you get, and it's old and crusty in some places, and it's got some you know, little dents and dings and scratches and all that kind of stuff. But you know, kind of like me, it's weathered some storms. But it's a lot of fun to drive. Enjoy driving it. It's a good car to get out and have fun in, and just like I said, man, put it on the highway. It's made to be driven. We get out and rip around in it, you know.
AMSOIL makes it easy for you to change your own oil with the ultimate oil change. Our Shop by Vehicle tool takes the guesswork out of picking the right oil and filter for your vehicle. Then choose the best product and packaging option for you from a complete list of product recommendations. And get everything you need to complete the job shipped right to your door with fast, free delivery for the protection you demand and the performance you deserve. Shop by Vehicle at amsoil.com.
Mm-hmm.